Hi everyone, great to see you. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Rami, I'm the CEO of OnceHub, and today I'm going to talk about scheduling for financial advisors. So let's get started. Let's see what we'll discuss today. We'll discuss the evolving role of financial advisors. Then we'll talk about which scheduling features are important. We will then look at the key scheduling scenarios that are used by financial advisors, and we will also see product demos for both schedule ones and invite ones. And finally, we will end with a Q&A session. Okay, so we all know that the financial services space is undergoing major automation. There are today robo-advisors that have access to vast amounts of information. They can give us unbiased recommendations and take quick actions automatically. And the key question is, with all this automation going on, how can financial advisors become relevant, and how is the role changing? Because this is impacting the role of financial advisors. So when talking to our financial advisor customers, we see three key items that are becoming important than ever. The first one is the trusted relationship. It's really critical to build deep trusted relationships with the clients. This is something that a computer cannot do still. So that's a very important one. Also sharing the life experience. Each financial advisor has seen things, and each one of us has a life experience that taught us many things. So this is also something that the computer cannot do. And also listening, being able to listen to the customer and be empathetic to their situation is very important. And how does the scheduling, online scheduling fit into this? With online scheduling, it can really help to build the deep trusted relationships. Once clients know that they can always use your scheduling page and they can schedule with you when they need, and that you're accessible and available to them, this in itself builds trust. The other aspect is that you need to be modern. I mean, there is technology coming from every direction, and in order to be relevant, you need to be able to schedule web conferencing sessions, and clients don't necessarily want to come to the office, so using online scheduling with web conferencing is very important. So let's see how which scheduling features are most important to financial advisors. And I'm going to start with a very basic, so starting with table stakes. So let's start with the compliance. So this feature, BCC, on customer emails is a very important one, because according to regulations, there is a need to automatically to maintain a record of all customer communication, including the communication that is related to scheduling. So in your OnceHub account, you can go to account settings, and there you have the compliance BCC emails. You can enter an email address, and as you can see here, this will automatically forward a hidden copy. The customer will not see it, of all outgoing customer email notification to a designated email address. So this is the first item. Second one is another one related to compliance, two-factor authentication. What two-factor authentication allows you to do is to use your phone and receive a code that you have to enter every time you sign in. This adds a very important layer of security to your account. And two-factor authentication is required by New York DFS. It's strongly recommended by FINRA. So we definitely see this requirement coming from financial advisors, especially the larger firms. Next item is security and compliance in general. So we know this is very important. The financial services industry is a very regulated industry. So in your OneStop account, you have the security section where you can set the password policies, how they expire or not expire, and how strong they should be. And you can also set up account lockout policy if there are unsuccessful login attempts to your account. As a precautionary measure, you can automatically lock out the account, and then only an administrator, one of your administrators, OnceHub administrators, can unlock it. And you can also have session timeout policies where you're automatically logged out after a certain period of inactivity. And in general, we have a trust center, and you can see we are SOC 2 audited, Privacy Shield compliant, we're HIPAA compliant, and of course, GDPR is very important. Next item, so we talked a little bit about compliance. Let's go up in terms of infrastructure. So we integrate with all the major calendars, but we also integrate with Exchange on-premise, which in financial advisory firms, it's a pretty common calendaring server. And we have two options. Each user can connect with their own Outlook Exchange credentials, the email and the password. Or alternatively, we can set you up with a corporate account, and then all the connection is done through one delegated mailbox, and that gives you complete control from an organizational perspective if you want to stop the connection or change its password or whatever is needed. And every user that signs in will be automatically connected. They will not need to connect themselves. Next one is web conferencing integration. Like I said in the beginning, clients expect to be able to meet online, not only in the office. So we integrate with all the major web conferencing systems. Zoom is the #1 today. And also we have a GoToMeeting and WebEx integrations. Booking with approval is an important one. So you can work in automatic booking. As soon as the client makes a booking or the prospect, it will be automatically added to your calendar. But you can also work in booking with approval mode. And then whoever books with you will need to suggest one or more times you control it. And then you can review the suggestion and approve it or decline it. Customer guests is important. So what customer guests allows you to do, this is an extract from the booking form. So when people make a booking, if you add the additional guest field here, then they can add any additional guests that will also receive all the meeting invitations. So for example, members can add additional household members. So, for example, the wife can add the husband for a financial advisory session, and the customers can add multiple guests, and they will be receiving all the communication. Next one is multiple event types. We see this coming up very often, different types of meetings, whether it's like here, an intake meeting, a quarterly review, a check-in call. You can set up multiple event types. Virtual and face-to-face options. This is also very common to have the option for a phone call, a video call, or in an office, to meet in the office. Multiple locations also comes up a lot. So for example, this office or another office. And panels is an important one. So panels is where more than one financial advisor is meeting with the client simultaneously, the same meeting. So this can be set up as an event type rule. For example, here the event type is a quarterly check-in, and the financial planner, Donald, is the primary team member, and the financial planner, Marsha, is also added to the meeting. So whenever a booking is made, both Donald and Marsha will be booked and will receive all the notifications. Rooms and resources is also important. So when the meeting is happening in an office, there is typically a need to also reserve a conference room automatically. So we can add rooms to a resource pool, and then the meeting when the meeting is booked, one of the conference rooms will be automatically reserved. And the last one is automation and integration. I want to show an example here. This is a case study that is available in Zapier. This is the URL, and it's talking about a financial advisor that uses Schedule Once. Every time a booking is made, they create a contact in the CRM, and then also trigger a certain email from Gmail. This is just one example. There are many ways to integrate with different third parties. Zapier is one platform. There are also other platforms available. Okay, so now that we've covered what's important for financial advisors, let's see how they're using OnceHub today. So we have here a single financial planner and financial planning firms. And here we have scheduling with prospects or scheduling with existing clients. So when we talk about a single financial planner, what we see is that they typically have one booking page. It's a booking page that is pretty rich. It has multiple options, multiple event types, multiple locations, and virtual or face-to-face options. We're going to go into the demos in a bit, and I'll show an example of such a page. But typically, we don't see a differentiation between prospects and existing clients in terms of the booking pages. It is one page with all options on one page. When it comes to financial planning firms, we do see a differentiation between the types of booking pages. So there is a booking page that is dedicated to scheduling with prospects. And this one typically uses resource pools to automatically assign a financial advisor. And we also see multiple locations and virtual or face-to-face options. When financial planning firms schedule with existing clients, we see static panels. A static panel is a certain combination of team members, of financial planners that is defined in advance. It's not any financial planner with any financial planner that would be dynamic. This is John and Mary together, for example. So we see static panels, we see rooms and resources for when a room needs to be reserved. We see virtual or face-to-face options and multiple meeting types. So let's go into some demos, and we will start with a single financial planner. So we're going to see virtual or face-to-face options, multiple meeting locations, meeting types, and automatic booking versus booking with approval. We will not see that, but this is also, we see that a lot in some meeting types are automatic and some are with approval. So this is a single financial advisor. You can see there's a page for, there's an option for prospective customers and for existing clients and for the media. So for example, the media can be with approval, for example, and with existing clients, there can be additional options. It's basically all up to the configuration. So these are the options here. And a booking is simply made. We all know how these bookings are made. I don't think we need to go any deeper and make the booking here. This is a simple case for a single financial advisor. Let's go into financial planning firms now. Okay, so here we're going to see a page for financial planning firms for prospective clients, and we're going to see resource pools, pooled availability, multiple locations, and virtual and face-to-face options. So this is ANS financial planning. It's for prospects. It's on schedule an introductory call, and we can see all the options that are available for this introductory call, either via phone, via video, in the Manhattan office or the San Francisco office. And let's pick the phone call, and we can pick a time. And now you can see that the team member, financial planner Donald, was automatically assigned. So I want to show you how this financial planner was assigned. I'm going to go into the administration section, and we will go into schedule once. And here we will go into the setup, and we'll go to resource pools. So in the resource pool, I have different resource pools. One of them is financial planners. And here I have all my financial planners. So you can see there is Devon, Donald, and Marsha. You can see here that actually here Devon has 3 bookings, Marsha has 3, and Donald is now the one that was selected. He's going to be the next in line to receive the 3rd booking. This resource pool is actually using pooled availability, not round robin. But even in pooled availability, if all the advisors have the same availability set, the bookings will still be distributed equally. If each advisor has different availability, then the bookings will not necessarily be distributed equally. If we wanted to do round robin, then even if they don't have the same availability, the bookings will still be distributed equally. So now I understand why financial planner Donald was selected. I'll just add the name and the email. And we can book. So that's it. This meeting is booked, and all the notifications, we can see the notifications. So this is going to schedule once. So here we go. This is from financial planner Donald, and this is the notification that the prospect receives. They're also receiving a calendar event that automatically goes into their calendar. And here on the user side, this one, John Smith meeting financial planner Donald. That's the notification on the user side. And of course, they can be canceled or rescheduled either by the prospect or by the user. You can see there's the cancel reschedule link here. This was for prospective clients, and let's go and see existing clients. So here for existing clients, we are going to see 2 options, one for schedule once and the other one using invite once. We're going to see static panels, rooms and resources, virtual or face-to-face options, and we will see the same with invite once, but in invite once I'll show you 2 options to do it in a coordinated on behalf or self-scheduled. So let's go. Actually, before I go into the demo, I want to just explain quickly the differences between schedule once and invite once. So if we look at this axis, we have the configuration, and there is a generic configuration or a meeting-specific configuration. And here we have the link type, whether it is a generic link or a one-time link. So schedule once is a tool that works under a generic configuration. You set it up once, and then you have a link, and you share this link, or you add schedule once to your website, but everyone is booking under the same configuration. Everyone that's booking with that booking page is going to book under the same configuration. With invite once, we create a specific configuration for each meeting, and we can do that very fast. That's really what invite once is all about. And every time we need to invite to a meeting, we create a specific configuration for that meeting. And this is why every time invite once is used, the link is a one-time link, because there's no generic configuration, so each link is good for one booking. We recently added the one-time link option also in schedule once. So if you only want people to be able to make one booking on a booking page, you can use the schedule once one-time link option, and we will see that in a bit. Okay, so let's go into the 3rd scenario. So this is a financial planning firm, the same firm, and now they're scheduling a quarterly check-in in the New York office. So this booking page is specifically for quarterly check-ins in the New York office. There's nothing else to select here except for selecting a time. And you can see here that the panel members are financial planner Donald, financial planner Marsha, and the Everest room is also reserved for the meeting. And just make a booking here. And one thing I also want to show you, there's the option to add the additional guests. So I can add additional guests. And I can just separate with a comma, and I can add more. So this can be, like I said before, additional members of the household, and we'll submit. So this is how we schedule the quarterly check-in using Schedule Once. I want to show you how this was set up. So I'm going to go into, I'm still in the resource pools, so that's good. I'll actually go to all the resource pools. And you can see here that I have a resource pool of conference rooms. So this resource pool has all my conference rooms. You can see currently, just for demonstration purposes, I have 4 conference rooms. Each one has been booked 4 times. And you can see the statistics. It's also using the pooled availability. So that's what I did for the conference rooms. And then I have the quarterly check-in master page, which is here. So in this master page, in the assignment section, I created an event type rule. The quarterly check-in is the event type, and I want a financial planner to be, financial planner Donald, that's the one selected, to be the primary team member. And I want the meeting in a conference room, so I selected the conference room's resource pool. And I also want financial planner Marsha in the meeting. So this is how I'm creating a static panel, Donald and Marsha, and the room will be automatically reserved. So this is the booking that we just saw. Let's say that we don't want to send a generic link, because maybe the customer, once they have the link, maybe they can use it next quarter, or they can use it for other meetings, and we don't want them to be able to do that. So we can go to the overview session and generate a one-time link. So I'm generating a one-time link, and the one-time link can also be personalized. For example, if I want to personalize, I can say this is going to go to John Smith. And I can copy and close. And instead of sending the customer a generic link, I can send a one-time link, personalized or not personalized. Why should I personalize? If you want the customer to have a really great experience and not have to do anything besides selecting a time, then all you need to do here is, once you personalize it, you see the button here says schedule, and there's no booking form. The customer doesn't need to fill anything, because we already know who the customer is, because the data is here, it's in the URL. And you can see that the financial planner, Donald and Marsha, and the Logan room were booked again. So that's how you can use one-time links. And now let's see how we can use invite once for the same type of meeting. So I'm going to go into invite once. Okay, so with invite once, there are 2 options. There is invite to schedule, and there is a schedule on behalf. You would use schedule on behalf if you are on the phone with the customer. Let's say that you want to have a call with the customer anyway, and then invite them to the meeting as part of this phone call. So that's where schedule on behalf would be great. If you just want to send an invitation via email, you can invite to self-schedule. So let's start with inviting to self-schedule. Let's say it's client Joe. And here we can select templates. So it's always very good to define templates. So it gives you a good starting point. So for example, I have a quarterly check-in template for Devon and Marsha. So you can see everything is already filled in here, and I have Devon and I have Marsha. Let's say that I want another third panelist, I can add Donald as well. So it's that simple to create static panels. You create them on the fly. You don't need to create a booking page. You just create that configuration for each specific meeting. So I can see I have 68 available time slots. I can preview. There are more time slots next week. And when I click next, there are 2 ways to send the invitation, either through invite once, or I can copy the meeting links and send them through my own email. We're just going to send it from invite once. This is the email. I can customize the email. You can see that time slots suggestions are embedded into the email. I can remove them if I don't want them. And then there is just one link to schedule, or I can also edit them if I want more. For example, I can add more, and you see they've been added to the email. So that's how you can promote certain time slots that you would like the customer to choose. You can promote them in the email. And let's send the invitation. So that's it, the invitation has gone out. Now I'm going to go in as a customer and schedule this, this invitation. So let's go in here. So this is the customer side. Maybe it's here. Yep. Yeah, it's here. Okay, this is the one. We added the 3 more time slots. Yep, so that's the one we just received, 827. So what the prospect can do, they can, if they see one of the times here that works for them, they can just click the link. And here they can just confirm and schedule it. So just click on schedule meeting and then it's scheduled, but I don't want to schedule it from here because I want to show you the other option. If they don't see any times they want, they can click on more times. And here they can see the customer side interface, just like schedule once. They can move to next week if they don't like any of the times in this week, and just select one of the times and schedule it. So this is scheduling. And this was done using a one-time link. So if the customer tries to schedule it again, so I'm clicking again, it's going to say the meeting has already been scheduled, and they cannot schedule it again. Also with the schedule once, so this is when we scheduled. If we're going to try to schedule it again, then the link is no longer valid. So that was also the one-time link that we used. You can see that with the one-time link, you cannot even know the name of the page because it's using a code. Okay, so we saw how we can invite to schedule. Now let's see how we can schedule on behalf. So let's say that we have the client on the phone. So we have the client on the phone, and again, we can pick a template to make it quick. So here's the template, and you can see the difference is that now the times are showing here because I can actually pick a time. So I can pick a time from this week or next week, and I'm asking the client what time works for you. So let's say that the client really wants Tuesday. So we can give, we'll see, yeah, there are many times in Tuesday. Let's pick Tuesday at 11 a.m. And here we can click next, and we can customize the email. This is the email that is going to go to the client automatically and schedule, and the meeting is scheduled on the spot. So that's how a schedule on behalf works. So let's summarize. So like I said in the beginning, technology is really reshaping the financial planning sector. And this means that trustable client relationships are becoming important than ever. They are really, really critical. And online scheduling can really help you build this trust, make yourself available and accessible, and differentiate from others that don't have this capability. So I hope that this webinar was useful. Have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.